fast, but it's coming along on a trajectory like the other one, something like that. And then the same goes ditto with the energy. We are getting capacitors that can store a lot of energy. For example, I could have a solar farm that acquires megawatt hours, but it acquires this very slowly throughout the day from many different solar collectors. But then if I have, or as things are progressing, if I'm getting a lot of storage capacity and capacitors, I could store megawatt hours into this little capacitor. Then if I want to use or discharge this electricity, for example, I could make a laser gun and discharge all this energy in a short burst. I'm not limited to the same manner of acquisition as when I collected this energy. So there is a collapse in the prices, and then also the technology allows me to collect and discharge large amount of energy or use it suddenly. This process can go on with robotics and commodities. As the robots becomes more advanced, then I could have the robots do the mining, and then the cost of commodities of anything, even silver, copper, or oil, that one will collapse. So these are like, even though you don't see them as similar, but they are really the same trajectory or the same formulas. As we go towards singularity, all these different phenomena that each one was a different industry and a different process, they're all becoming information, and then because the information has collapsed in price, and also the mannerism, technological requirement for turning this information into like a biological part or a device or energy or commodity, that also is collapsing. So this is like a complete deflationary collapse in the cost of replicating anything, and that's being food or energy or devices or information or videos. So we are technologically going towards this zero marginal cost society, even though we are not conscious of it. So when you listen to many economists, the models they have is really old, is based on labor and capital and how they are converted into each other, how, for example, the bourgeoisie, they always manage to cheat the labor. But the way the technological progress is marching is that all these models are becoming obsolete, and the only model that exists is the one I just told you. It's all creeping up on us. And so there is another concept of singularity. When there is so many of these technologies that have converged, or the technological singularity is to such a level, then when all this happens at the same time, the humans will have a hard time adapting to these sudden changes. It will become manifest, just like the chess player. They figured out, hey, there isn't enough grain of rice to pay this player in the whole kingdom. Okay, so this is very interesting topic, and also it's quite mathematical because is basically the same formulas marching along on a different path. Okay, so and also the human being usually grow up in a certain culture. Okay, so for example, I grew up at the Shah's time in Iran, or coming all the way to 1977. Okay, at that time, the technological advancements of making things